Okay, let's get it going here on a Monday. Longshore McKnight, presented by Bud Light. So glad you are with us here today. Man, a lot to get to, Barry. As you can imagine, the notepad is full today. But welcome back. No, you had a little R&R on Friday. Hope you had a nice weekend.
It was nice. Boy, it was redemptive. You know, you get so busy and everything with what I do, and I realize how busy I am that it's time to just get away every once in a while. Trojans didn't play. Doesn't mean I was, in the bunker or anything like that. No, we spent some time at the lake, Dee and I, and we were locked in pretty good with football through the weekend. And
maybe did you mix in a little Ryder Cup with it? Maybe a little bit.
No, not a bit, not a stroke. Not
don't worry,
anything.
I've got a full report on it, but we'll get to that later.
All I know is that Rory ain't happy with the American crowd. He said that they were mean or something like that. I don't know. But
hey, Rory, go to Jordan Hare's the opposing team.
Yeah,
talk about me.
Well, evidently the American crowd at the Ryder Cup could have taken some, I don't know, pointers from the crowd at Texas A&M, because I think even now Auburn just got flagged after a long game for false start or holding.
Have they converted a third down yet?
Let's see. Nope. No third down conversions. Auburn is still and was then and always will be in the final box score 0 for 13.
That's tough.
That is 0 for 13. Auburn loses. Here's what I love, though. Here's what I love. You can look at a positive. Auburn loses to Texas A&M 16-10. Alabama, watch that one. That was an impressive 24-21 win over Georgia. Here is what I love about it all. Bob from Pike Road is back. Here we go.
Love it.
He ain't talking anymore about Kalen DeBoer ain't the guy. I'm just telling you, he ain't the one to live up to our. And no more of that going on. That day has gone and passed. Bob from Pike Road, back again. The clock is ticking on the Hugh Freeze tenure in Lee County, and it's almost midnight. Here we go.
Hey, JJ over in Atlanta chimed in today, too. He's excited about Bama's win over in Athens. JJ, thanks for chiming in early here today on the program. Always get a lot of good response on our River Region Straw chat line. You can get that. Ty's got a good one I'm going to address here momentarily as well. But as you can see, a lot going on. Auburn, Alabama, the rest of the SEC, some head coaching changes that Dennis Mitchell has already brought up today as well. Ryder Cup, get into that a little bit later on as well.
Gosh, we got a lot.
I'll say this quickly about the Ryder Cup. I was traveling this weekend as well. Friday, coming back yesterday, I listened to a lot of the Ryder Cup on radio. I've never listened to a lot of golf on radio.
You've told me you've done it before on Sirius XM, like you were in a traffic jam on 65 North or something. Didn't have yacht.
So I listened to it. The wife's kind of, are we going to listen to this the whole way? I said, well, I'm kind of trying to figure out what's going on. And the guys do a good job. I'll give them some credit. But the hard thing about listening to golf on the radio, unlike football or baseball or basketball, you know what the playing area looks like. You know what a football field looks like, a baseball diamond, a basketball floor. So you can kind of visualize what's going on as the announcers are describing the action. When a guy goes, well, Rory's over his shot. He's got about 138 out. Looks like a pitching wedge. Oh, it's a great shot. It's high. It's long enough. Oh, it's 18 feet from the hole. I'm going, I have no idea what this hole looks like.
Did he go over water? Is there sand in the front? What, did it roll or did it just stick? Or believe it or not, I've had to do golf on the radio before. And I mean, you got to be, I have a hard time watching golf on television, but golf on radio, you have to be, starved for something to watch. And I love radio.
And I'm thinking, man, I guess people listen to this stuff, but even me, I love golf, played it all my life. I'm thinking, man, this is hard to listen to because I don't know what this hole looks like. I mean, they told me it was a par 5, but I don't know how long it is. I don't know where he is. I don't know, but it was the best I had until I could get in front of a TV. But I don't want to harp on the Ryder Cup just yet. More on that later. But obviously, football took the day.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's too early to go down my plus and minuses for the week.
Minuses. This is where I wasted my time. Okay. Beautiful day on the lake. Wonderful, time with my wife, who I love very much and everything. So why did I spend any time watching Notre Dame versus Arkansas?
Yeah. Sam Pittman's wondering the same thing.
Yeah. Why in the world? He's gone. He's done. He probably deserved it, but good guy altogether. I was listening to the Auburn game a lot. I was on the road a little bit, and so I was listening to the Auburn broadcast.
Yeah.
Against Texas A&M. And spoiler, if you haven't heard already from your Alabama friends, Auburn loses against Texas A&M 16-10. Auburn's only touchdown came basically because of a 73-yard interception return to the 2.
Yeah.
And scored and everything. My listening on the radio, and I love Andy Burcham like a brother, listening on the radio made me believe firmly that Stan would not have survived that game. I'm not saying he would have done something to himself. I'm just saying that his head would have probably detonated about midway through the fourth quarter in that one, when Auburn got an absolute gift touchdown to get themselves back into contention, to get themselves only 3 points down with about 10 minutes to go. Plenty of time, all your timeouts and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they still couldn't do anything.
Yeah. Offensively, Barry, I'm scratching my head. I can't figure it out. And it's before I dive into that, I should have prepared better. Because I also was listening on the radio, even though I had ample televisions to watch, I thought, this sounds like it's turning into a radio game. My problem was I did not, before the game started, go find which station it was on. Because here in Montgomery, I know exactly where to go. But I wasn't in town, down on the coast. I get in the car and I immediately panic. Well, where is it? I mean, wait a minute. I don't know what station carries Auburn down here. So I'm scanning, I'm looking. I'm wasting time. I'm probably missed a great call. Finally found it. And, enjoying myself. It's good. The little lady was out getting a little sun. She comes back. She can't find me. She's thinking, where the hell is he? Oh, walks outside, puts her hands on her hips, shakes her head like, yeah, figured. Uh-huh. I figured where I'd find you out here. So I'm with you. It was a good radio game.
Help me with this. And we're going to get to the Alabama game, I know. But I know you guys. Even though Alabama had a very impressive win over Georgia, you won't begrudge anybody a little conversation about the Aubs, right? I know you guys.
No, heck no.
So bear with me here. And again, Andy was bringing up these points. Jason Campbell, he was getting pretty frustrated too. And Jason Campbell on the Stanometer is about a 2. He's maybe a 3.
Yeah.
And I love Jason, and he does a wonderful job. I'll always defend Jason. But even he was saying, man, we've got to do something. The offense has got to get it together. I don't understand, number one, 0 for 13 on third downs. Come on. And don't you luck out every once in a while? And I don't know.
That's kind of like the dealer's got a bust. He's due.
I mean, doesn't maybe Jackson Arnold accidentally luck out and throw one on target and a defensive back falls down or something?
So Barry, my first question was, and maybe somebody addressed this on the VIP River Region Straw text line. Maybe I got to believe me. I got a lot of text, so I'm having a hard time sorting them all out. But it was something like, well, which one of the coaches is the third down play caller? Remember in preseason we were talking about, 3 coaches. This coach is calling first down. This one's second. This one's third. I'm thinking, whoo, that third down coach is about to get fired.
This is what I want you to understand, everybody out there. all of this Bama fixation on the dumb things, like, oh, they've got a guy who studies third down tendencies and makes suggestions based on the opponent's tendencies that he's seen in film work. And meanwhile, it gets out there like, oh, they got a coach that all he does is call third down plays. Hugh Freeze once threw his visor in practice. I'm not saying you can't have your jollies and get giddy about all that. I'm saying that ain't the problem. Having a third down, somebody who researches third down tendencies by the opposition, or has somebody tell them that, hey, Hughes threw his visor down. That ain't the deal now. Having your running backs rush the ball a total of 8 times.
8 times. Didn't
Jeremiah Cobb ran it 6 times.
Yeah.
Damari Alston ran it 2. Jackson Arnold ran it 15. Somebody explain that to me.
I don't think your quarterback should be your leading rusher, or in terms of carries.
Twice as many as anybody else combined.
But didn't Hugh Freeze earlier in the week talk about more balance, getting the run game more involved?
Jeremiah Cobb is poised for a breakout season. See there again, Barry, when you got 3 people calling the plays, it gets a little confusing. It ain't 3 people.
And you kind of get, well, did that guy run it? Do we need to call a running play here? I can't remember what that coach called. And I remember Freeze vividly saying, we got this guy handles first downs, this guy handles second. I'm going to be responsible for third, whatever.
Yes.
And I don't know if they've cleared that up or not. I mean, in reports tell me in reading about the game that Hugh Freeze called every play out in College Station. So now, maybe he's just falling on the sword for the other 2. Who knows?
Right. And this program, Jason Caldwell explained that. He said, look, everybody has coach. Everybody's got a jillion analysts and assistants and stuff. You're looking at Texas A&M. What do they do defensively on third down? Or what do they do defensively against 12 personnel or 13 personnel? They check the tendencies, and all of a sudden it becomes, oh, they got 6 guys calling the plays over there. It's total anarchy. Don't see that anywhere else. It's because it's not happening anywhere else. But don't fall for all of this eye candy. Don't fall for all of this falderall about, oh, wow, maybe if he didn't throw his visor down at practice so much, they'd be coaching the quarter. That ain't the thing. It don't matter. They had 9 first downs. They got first downs, in the words of Principal Ed Rooney, 9 times. 2 of those were by penalty. I want to know, Auburn had 10 penalties. Okay, 10 penalties. Way too many. Texas A&M had 13. The difference is that I remember Jason saying this, and Hugh said it going in at halftime to Brett Eddins. They had at least 1 penalty on every first half drive except for 2. They did not score an offensive touchdown except for the little 2-yard dealie after the defense. Defense played fine. I mean, they gave up 414 yards, but Texas A&M had the ball a ton because the Auburn offense couldn't do anything. There are problems.
I thought Auburn defensively, and I thought so basically all year. I mean, that's the best part of that team right now is the defense. That's keeping them.
That ain't saying much, but
no, special teams a little better on Saturday as well. But Barry, they got to throw the ball deep as well. Cam Coleman's a great athlete. He's a great weapon. Throw some 50-50 balls up there to him. I think he needs to get more involved in the game. Throw it deep. Go for it. If you're not going to run it, throw it deep. I'm confused as anybody about the play selection, the play calling. Ty, I mentioned earlier today on the chat line, asked me if I'm still sold on Hugh Freeze as the coach. I've got some serious issues, Ty. I will say that. I don't know what it is. He talks a good game, but he can't seem to deliver it on Saturdays. I thought this again, Barry, and maybe this isn't fair because of how the game was being played, and you could tell Auburn wasn't going to win it. But I'm still I'm concerned about Hugh Freeze's health. And I brought this up last year. I thought he just didn't look good. Of course, later on, he revealed that he does have a prostate issue that he's closely watching and monitoring. I certainly know something about that. I've had prostate surgery myself, and it's nothing to play around with. And I'm not insinuating that he is, but it's on his mind. He knows it's there. And, I wonder about that a little bit, because as I saw him on Saturday, I thought, man, I know you're frustrated, but y'all there 100%. It's something else on your mind. It's something else weighing on you. I do wonder about that. And I'm looking and I'm certainly hoping and praying for him that he gets all this situation taken care of. There again, I did the same route. We closely monitored it. We got to a point, we had the surgery. I think that's where Hugh Freeze is headed as well. But don't let it affect your football team. You can't do that.
Because the fans, I don't want to sound crass, fans don't care. Well,
they don't.
Bama fans out there, could it have been a better weekend for you? Well, Notre Dame won. Could it have been a better weekend for you? Aub's lost. Crimson Tide looked really good. Maybe the best quarterback in the country, as it turns out. Tremendously impressed by him. Do you want to, when we come back from this break, do you want to touch on the game in Athens a little bit, or are you luxuriating in the Aubs? You make the call.
I want to make sure I've gone through everything on the Auburn list. Let's see. 3 coaches.
No, we've got 2 hours for that.
Can't convert on third down. No significant wins.
Usually there's something about the uniforms, or
5-13 in the last 18 SEC games. Oh, here's the one positive I got out of the Auburn game. Jesse Palmer's comment. The Auburn offense should have stayed at the hotel today. I had to rewind it. Did he really just say that?
I think they did.
He did say it.
I think they should have stayed at the hotel. Anyway, when we come back,
I think that's all I got on Auburn. Let me see.
Pace yourself.
Yeah.
We got a long couple
true.
of weeks, because Auburn has the week off before taking on Georgia, which makes me wonder: is Georgia really that good?
There you go, pulling a card out of my deck. I see here.
I'm teasing. Yeah. Alabama looked really good. Hung on in the second half, but Georgia really good as well. Baseball season, regular season is over. Braves are done. John doesn't have to deal with them anymore. It's a good day over on the Longshore
really is.
over here.
Man, I'd forgotten about baseball. I'm thinking, man, day's getting better. We're only at like 7:15.
Over in his little Brady Bunch cube over there. Life is good right now.
No kidding.
We are underway. He is John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. Coming up in just a little bit, Tom Luganville, right?
Yeah,
right?
Sure. Yep.
ESPN. He'll join us. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with our clinic and take advantage of our physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solutions service. Experience elevated physical therapy today. Call Phoenix Physical Therapy at 239-9316. That's 239-9316.
Summer's here, and so too are its many challenges. Heat that won't quit, beers that won't fit, hammocks that won't hammock, screen doors that appear out of nowhere, flips that flop a little too much. That's why it's important to keep it simple. Keep it cool, keep them coming, and keep it easy. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light.
Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry is an Alabama-based, family-owned and operated business that specializes in dry cleaning and laundry, serving the river region since 1941. There are 12 convenient locations across the river region. Find one close to you or call 481-1911 for free pickup and delivery. For 83 years, Central Alabama has trusted Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry. You should too.
Okay, welcome back in, everybody. Glad you're with us here on this Monday morning quarterbacking, rehashing everything over the weekend. A lot to get to, obviously. Tom Luganville, college football analyst for ESPN, going to join us here, in about, let me do the math, 11 minutes or so. So we're looking forward to that. Keep the chats coming on the River Region Straw chat line. You can email us, Longshore McKnight at gmail.com. That gives me an opportunity, Barry, to, our score pick contest. How about this?
Mm-hmm.
Brought to you by Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry in Pepper Tree on Vaughn Road, adjacent to Chappie's. Open 7 days a week. Go by and see our friends at Marguerite's for all of your jewelry needs, jewelry repair. We actually had an entrant, Barry, that picked the exact score, 24-21.
21. That's a pretty standard score, I would imagine.
Yep.
So we
picked the exact score. Only problem?
Wrong teams.
Daryl, you had the teams wrong.
Oh,
Daryl had Georgia winning 24-21. Daryl, if you'd flip-flopped it, you'd have been a winner of a 1 carat diamond.
Your Ouija board was turned upside down, Daryl. All right. Surely. First of all, my main, and I watched every bit of the Alabama game. I listened to every bit of the Auburn game. Alabama wins it 24-21. Georgia never led in that game.
No.
24-21. It was 14-0 early. Alabama was able to seal it late. Neither team scored in the fourth. I thought two things more than anything else. Number one, Ty Simpson is all that.
So what's changed since in a month? Because I'm with you. I think Ty Simpson, just his poise, his decision making, his athletic ability. What's changed in a month?
Maybe up here a little bit, maybe more confidence
in Tallahassee.
Maybe a little more confidence, maybe a little bit more sure of himself, maybe a little bit more experience. Number two, I like Kirby fine. Kirby's been a guest on our previous program several times. Think he is one of the top 3 head coaches in the country. Glenn Schumann, whatever, the coordinator. Georgia got out-coached in that game. Ryan Grubb had poor Glenn Schumann chasing his tail, especially in the first half, the whole game. He never could figure out the pre-snap stuff, the formation. Simpson ran it so well. Ryan Grubb was one of the stars of the game up in the press box for Alabama.
I totally agree. That was the first thing on my list. Barry.
He was on it.
I thought the play calling was excellent. Just how they mixed everything around. You talk about the motion and everything that was going on, but to me, I thought Grubb's play calling was really, really good.
In the olden days, if Alabama ever played Georgia, and they very rarely did, and they were in the position they were in the fourth quarter, you know what Mal Moore would have done, what play he would have called when you had, 3rd and short, near midfield, game on the line. He would have called Paul Otkaruth up the middle.
Yeah.
Something like that. Stuffed. Here comes Georgia the other way. I thought it was genius at the very end. Flow left, counter right, little dump pass to Jam Miller. There wasn't but one Georgia Bulldog on that entire quadrant of the field. And Jam gets the first down. Does he go out of bounds? No, he does not.
Yeah, that was big.
He flops down, runs the clock, and that's the ball game in Athens. Georgia has a 33-game home winning streak stopped, and you know what everybody's going to say? Everybody in Athens and across the Chattahoochee as a whole, man, Kirby cannot beat Alabama. Alabama's in his head or something like that. He got out-coached in that game by Kalen DeBoer, people. Those of you guys who wanted him gone, he doesn't have it. Kalen DeBoer just won in Athens, which nobody had done in 33 straight games.
Just wait till next Monday after the Vanderbilt game.
Wait a minute. 3 weeks ago, you were saying, yeah, okay, ULM, all right, whatever. Yeah, sure. Wisconsin, they stink. You guys just wait until the tide goes between the hedges. Then we'll know a little bit more about this team.
So definitely headed in the right direction.
And now John's like, John's actually wait till Vanderbilt to see how good this team is? Has he?
No, not to see how good they are. No, but can they press on and not get wrapped up in their press clippings and the hype and the college game day coming to town? First time these two teams have faced off each other ranked since like the 40s. And certainly it's a little revenge factor here. But last year, everybody was giddy and excited and then go to Nashville and lay an egg. I certainly don't expect to see that this Saturday afternoon. But there again, it's a different Vanderbilt football team. And if they come into Tuscaloosa and upset the Tide, you know what the fan base is going to be saying, how they're going to be reacting. But I thought there were a lot of positives. You got to think the Georgia fan base has got to be going, what does it take to beat this team? Kirby with a terrible record against the Tide. But I do think the play calling was really, really good. Ty Simpson was certainly good. You know, I saw this yesterday, Barry. This is amazing. Through 4 games, Alabama has not turned the ball over.
No, they have not. We mentioned it during the off week, that Alabama at that point was one of only, I think it was 9 teams in the country that had not turned it over.
Yep.
I'm going to check that out in just a little bit and update that. They haven't beaten themselves. And fellas, that's coaching as much as anything else. I think he's done a really good job as far as all that goes.
And you think back, Barry, if Tank Bigsby would have just done what Jam Miller did against Georgia Saturday night,
out of bounds.
Could have been a different game. Now, Barry, I've had someone screenshot this, circle it on the screen, and bring it to my attention. He was blown away. I texted him back and said, hey, this guy's even an Aub, too, bringing the heat. John from Wetumpka at 7:07 today.
I saw that.
Woo! This is some tough stuff here.
John from Wetumpka points out Tuberville won 55.4% of his SEC games at Auburn. Chiswick won 46.9%. Malzahn won 59.1%. Harsin was 30.8%. Freeze has won 27.8% of his SEC games at Auburn.
Is 5 out of 13? Is 5 and 13? Yeah, I guess that's 27.8%. That's pretty tough. I mean, the numbers don't lie. And Ty asked earlier today my thoughts about Freeze. I think it's early. It's in his 3rd season. The biggest win, I guess, for Hugh Freeze was the overtime win against A&M last year. I'm trying to think of another big win that Freeze has had against a big-time opponent.
At Auburn.
Can't
be any of the other ones that
No, not Liberty or Ole Miss, but at Auburn, where he is currently employed. I got to think about that one.
Okay, me too.
John, I got to tell you, I know we've had our differences. I wouldn't say differences. Just
friendly banter.
Friendly banter. And I know I'm glad you're coming with this since the Braves are not playing anymore, so you really can't put your hat on the Braves hat rack. That's interesting. Those are some. Wait a minute. They fired Tuberville. They fired Chiswick. They fired Malzahn, and they fired Harsin. All of those guys have a better percentage in the win percentage against SEC opponents than the current coach right now does. Ooh.
Now, to the point earlier, I've looked it up. There are 4 teams in the country, 5 teams in the country that have only turned the ball over 1 time all year. One of them is Auburn. Auburn's only had 1 turnover. It was a fumble in all their games. So it's not the most important thing. Only 3 teams in the country. UConn hasn't turned it over yet, and they played 5 games. UConn.
How about those Huskies? Wow.
Temple
UConn
has played 4 games and hasn't turned it over. Alabama has played 4 games and hasn't turned it over either. It was all in front of Alabama. Florida State, big bad Florida State. Florida State loses to Virginia in a terrific game. Some of you Kalen DeBoer non-believers were thinking, oh boy, this is set up great. Alabama's going to lose and we can get on Monday. They even lost to a team that's not that good. But no, he goes into Athens, leads from the get-go, gets a win out of there. Kirby's, again, outcoached significantly in that. Well, not just him, the whole staff, Glenn Schumann, everybody. And Alabama gets a victory. Bama fans, if I'm you, I'm whistling zippity-doo-dah.
I'm looking at some of these playoff projections, Barry. I'm seeing Alabama back in it. Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. What happened here?
We saw what we saw. We heard what we heard. We drew our own conclusions. But did it really happen until we've talked with Tom Luganville about it from ESPN? He joins us next. Tom, Doug the Dog, the whole crew over there is going to be with us. It's Longshore and McKnight. It's our weekend review edition of the show. More to come in just a moment. Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry and Longshore and McKnight are giving you the opportunity to win a 1-carat lab-grown diamond valued at $500. Pick the exact score for either the Auburn or Alabama games each week. Limit 1 entry per person, per household, per game. You can enter anytime beginning Monday morning the week of the games, and all entries must be received before kickoff of each game. Enter by emailing your picks to longshoreandmcknight@gmail.com. That's longshoreandmcknight@gmail.com. And in the subject line, type in diamonds. 1 additional entry to win a 1-carat natural diamond valued at $3,000 will be up for all weekly winners to pick the score in the national championship game. Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry, 8163 Vaughan Road in Peppertree, adjacent to Chappie's Deli. Open 7 days a week, or check them out at marguerites.com. At Marguerites, they make it. They really make it.
The dreams that matter most happen while we're awake, because they're the ones that remind us of the places we want to go, of the ideas we plan to pursue, of the legacies we hope to leave. We understand you have goals to meet, and we want to help you reach them, to fuel your vision and invest in whatever motivates you. So we want to know, what inspires you? Synovus Bank, member FDIC.
At Dixie Overhead Door, we specialize in top-quality garage door solutions for homes across Alabama and Georgia. In need of a garage door repair or a brand new garage door installation, our expert team delivers fast, reliable service with local expertise that you can trust, providing customized solutions and exceptional care every step of the way. Visit us today at DixieOverheadDoor.com and experience the Dixie difference.
Okay, back at it here, about 28 minutes to the top of the hour. Our man, Tom Luganville, ESPN college football analyst, each and every Monday, brought to you by our good friends at River Bank and Trust, locations throughout the River region, locations throughout the state of Alabama. For all of your personal and business banking, it's River Bank and Trust. Lugs, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, you fine lads. My voice is all jacked up because I got to spend the weekend cheering on my son. I got to see his first ever college football game. I actually got to be a fan in the stands. That doesn't happen for me. So excuse my voice this morning.
Oh, how did it work out for the Colonels?
Colonels did good. 27-7 win over Nicholls State. They've won 9 straight at Roy Kidd Stadium. Got a bye this week before they regroup against Austin Peay. So starting to get in their FCS schedule. And, you know, they had it tough. They had to play Marshall and Louisville out of conference. And so it was a great weekend, man, especially just for me as a dad and given our profession and what is required of us on weekends. Those are the things we lose out on, right? And so I was very fortunate to be able to spend a weekend and watch him play.
Well, it was, I know it had to be great for you, Tom, just to get a little time to see what it's all about. I mean, that's what you want to do and you want to be a part of. And, man, that's great. We're so happy for you, and I know you're looking forward to the next outing. I'm sure you actually also caught a little college football over the weekend as well. As you can imagine, We've been breaking down Auburn and Texas A&M, Alabama at Georgia. So why don't you give it a go as well? We'll start with the game that kicked off earlier on Saturday, Auburn's trip to College Station. What'd you get out of that game?
So I've decided to label Auburn on offense as 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Every single time something good happens for them, within a play or two, they negate it with either a pre-snap penalty or a live penalty. And there is no possible way you can get into any type of rhythm playing football that way. It's hard enough to beat somebody else. It's really difficult to win when every 3 to 5 plays you've self-destructed. And listen, I don't think this is a talent issue with Auburn. I think that they are vastly upgraded wide receiver as a core group. They've got 2 running backs. Jackson Arnold has shown he's capable of doing some really nice things. The offensive line has woefully underperformed, particularly at left tackle.
Yes.
And both left tackle position for me, guys, you're going to go out in the market and you're going to pay a lot of money for that position. That position better perform. And that position is not performing right now. And it's easy to point at one thing or another as to why this is all happening. It's not one thing. It's a multitude of things coming together at once. Post-snap penalties, pre-snap penalties, poor offensive line play, the inability for the quarterback to get settled in with any type of clean pocket. And it's incredibly frustrating to watch. Do you know what Auburn is on 3rd down through their 2 SEC games?
I know they were 0 for 13 on Saturday.
They are 3 for 28.
But those 3.
Yeah. I did hear that yesterday, Tom, and I had to go back and rewind. I went 3 of 28. I mean,
you almost got to try to do that.
Yeah.
Like that's that. And so what happens is for them, and understand why that number is such a big deal, is because they're never ahead of the chains on 1st and 2nd down because of the pre-snap or the live penalty. So you're constantly playing 2nd and 10, 2nd and 12, or 3rd and 9, 3rd and 11. I don't care who you are. You are the odds, the percentages don't work for you.
What about the defense?
Live by the sword, die by the sword. Listen, they got guys on that side of the football. They can flat play, but it is very high risk, high reward. And sometimes when you're going to go with that mentality, you're going to make a ton of plays, but you're going to give up a gap. You're going to over pursue something. You are going to make a call at the wrong time, and they got you. And that happened versus the run versus Texas A&M. So it wasn't consistent struggles versus the run. It was explosive runs that were given up every so often that not only led to field position, but it put Texas A&M, given the way they were playing defense, in a position in the red area that if the touchdown doesn't work out, they'll take 3 points because they knew how Auburn was playing on offense.
Tom, you mentioned running backs. You mentioned the wide receivers. Very talented personnel there, but they only run the ball 8 times with their running backs, not throwing deep balls, 50-50 balls to Cam Coleman, their best wide receiver. I'm just scratching my head about the plays that are being called.
Yeah. Well, I think what happens, guys, to some degree, and this, again, goes right back to where you are from a penalty phase. It's hard to line up and say, hey, we're going to run the ball when we're at 2nd and 15.
Right.
Or we're in 3rd and 11. That limits your play call. You become predictable because you're forced now to throw the football because of your own self-inflicted wounds. That's the thing, is the play count and the play sheet of wanting to have balance. It's almost impossible to have balance when you're never in 2nd and 6. You're never in 3rd and 2. Those are the downs you want to run the football. They can't. They're never in it.
Is the Auburn fan frustration with Hugh Freeze justified?
I think it should be more directed towards the players in the execution on game day, more so than the play calling, the approach. It's clear the roster is improved. They've done that job, but they might be to a point now, guys, where they're going to have to sit some guys down and say, you know what? We're sitting you this week, and we're going to give this guy a try. because we're sick and tired of, again, taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back, not because of what the opposition's done, but because we can't stay on side. We can't hold our water on the offensive front. We can't find a way to just play clean football. And the game's hard. And then they make it harder on themselves because of the execution side of it. So I think what they're going to have to start doing, and I said this about Clemson last week, you might have to have some hard conversations with guys that are supposed to be your best players that are not performing up to a standard. And you say, guys, we're going to open up the competition at your position this week. And the guy that plays the best and plays the cleanest and doesn't jump off sides and doesn't have a false start and doesn't have a late hit penalty, that's the guy we're going to play with this week. And let's see what happens.
Yeah, got an off week. It's the best time to do it, particularly coming off 2 losses, kind of reevaluate, rescout yourself, and get ready for a big one in 2 weeks. And we'll touch on that game in a moment. But Auburn's opponent in 2 weeks was Alabama's opponent on Saturday night over in Athens. When Kirby Smart got home Saturday night and looked himself in the mirror, what was he thinking?
I don't know. I mean, you have the opportunity to put the points on the board and tie the game up. And then on top of it, you're discombobulated because you're trying to go, hurry up. Why? Why are you in such a rush? But yes, he's going to step back, and he's going to obviously realize that he missed an opportunity there to give his team the best chance to win. Because I think Georgia offensively was efficient enough to win the football game. Were they great? Were they fantastic? No. Did they have a couple of really nice runs? Yes, but I think a little bit of that was because Auburn really struggled to set the edge. And I don't think Auburn played the game from a leverage and technique standpoint the way that you're coached to.
You mean Alabama, correct?
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, Alabama, excuse me. Played the game defensively the way that you're coached to. It led some big explosives on the ground for Georgia. But Georgia was good enough efficiently. The problem is, guys, let's call it what it is. Ty Simpson's a dude. Ty Simpson is the real deal. And I don't know if you heard Kirby's comments after the game. And this is why the sack statistic is not an offensive line statistic. It is a quarterback statistic. And when you heard Kirby postgame, he goes, listen, he goes, we had multiple occasions where we have 2 free rushers unblocked coming at the quarterback, and he gets the ball out. And so you protect yourself with timing and anticipation and decisiveness. And some of the throws that guy made at critical times, you can't get to him. Like when you watch how he is the rhythm that Auburn wishes they had, because the quarterback gets the ball out so fast. And then what it does is it frustrates the defense, because now they're sitting there going, God, we got him dead to rights and we can't touch him.
I would imagine when Ryan Grubb, to use John's phrase, when Ryan Grubb got home and looked himself in the mirror, he looked like the Fonz in the men's room. Arnold, he's got to feel pretty good about himself, Tom.
First of all, let's I'm going to say 2 things here. Caden Proctor may have played the best game he has ever played in an Alabama uniform, and good for him, because he was the butt of all of the jokes coming off of the Florida State game. He played his tail off. And how about being Ryan Grubb? How about the stones you got to have on the road, less than a minute to go in the second quarter? You're in the red area, and you decide to run a shift motion offensive tackle quick screen and throw it to that guy, okay, where 2 things are fairly probable. He's going to drop it, or if he does drop it, it could potentially be a lateral, okay? So you're in that position in the red area, and that's the play you call. And then the kid executes it, and they got everybody blocked up on the perimeter. The wideouts are blocking their butts off. And then this kid just steamrolls down to the 1 yard. I mean, it was beautiful. But can you imagine having that in your thought at that time when you're going in the locker room, and you got to make sure you do not screw this up? We have to come away with points, and that's the play he calls.
Because fans would second guess that.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Can you imagine? What do we go to an offensive lineman for?
I can tell you this, when they do get into the locker room at halftime, all the loose water has fallen out of the shower heads because of what Caden Proctor rumbling down there.
Wow.
And the everybody had to resituate themselves in their seats after that because he was jostling them off.
Good for that kid.
And I just thought Ryan Grubbs, I just thought the diversity of the plays. I was just his play calling the entire game. Granted, they didn't score in the second half, but I just thought the way that they kind of kept Georgia on their toes all night long. I mean, they didn't really know what was coming at them.
Yeah, very diverse, lots of shifts, lots of motions. One of the things that I think is really healthy for the offense right now is how much of the offense is being played from under center. If you notice that, they're not in shotgun anywhere near as much as they've been in years past. And then what that does, so now let's look at it from a X's and O's perspective. You got your back set there at 7.5 yards, right behind the quarterback. But what happens is now instead of being in the shotgun and you're just turning and handing it, here, you're coming off from under center and you're having to sprint as the quarterback to wherever the landing point is. So a running back on the outside zone, his landmark might be the outside foot of the tackle. And he is told, you get there. It is the quarterback's job to get you the ball. So now that quarterback's got to come out from under center and he's got to have urgency. Well, when you start stretching wide like that, stretching wide each side, and now all of a sudden you run naked and boot and play action, it's hard for a defense when they see that running back coming downhill and the quarterback's running out to him. How do you not react? How do you not step up? So I think they've done a really good job of going from shotgun to under center to really force people to have to play the run. And then you come off of that with a play action passing game. And that play action passing game right now is really, really strong.
So now college game day, big hoo-ha going in Tuscaloosa on Saturday for Vanderbilt. and it's legit.
It is legit.
You better believe it's legit.
Guys, how high is the floor of the SEC this year?
Whew.
Think about it. Mississippi State vastly improved. Vanderbilt vastly improved. The floor is now Kentucky. It wasn't that long ago Kentucky was a 10-win team.
Yep.
Okay, so now you're and obviously some things, the schedule and some injuries have gotten South Carolina, but they got a big win this last week versus UK. But you look at the teams that you say, okay, they're more talented than so-and-so. Okay, so let's look at Florida or, maybe even LSU right now. And their schedules are very difficult. I'll grant you that. But the teams that nobody's paying attention to are the teams that are playing well, right? Vanderbilt, Mississippi State right now. I mean, Oklahoma's got a lot of questions they're going to have to answer. God, you just feel terrible for Oklahoma right now to have that injury at this time to take on the schedule they're going to have to take on, particularly on the road. I don't know what their answer is going to be. I don't know if they're going to be able to pull that off. But I really like the depth, the competitive depth of the league, top to bottom, because, boy, I tell you, man, you better buckle up. And you know what? And I might have said this to you guys in August or first week of September, when you look at the transactional nature of the sport, right? And we've dispersed talent. Go through and look at the scores, not just the SEC. You can go into the ACC, you can go to the American, go to the Big Ten. Look at the one-possession games. Look at the scores, 31-24, 35-31, 46-38, Florida State and Virginia in overtime. You are going to have to play so well late, and you better have a quarterback that can win that part of the game. We saw that happen with Penn State and Oregon. Across the country, you're going to be in a one-possession game. You better buckle up.
I think it goes without saying, everybody loves Sam Pittman. Great guy.
Yeah.
Fun to be around. Could kind of see it coming. Embarrassing loss to Notre Dame on Saturday. They relieve him of his duties. Where do you think they head? Does Bobby Petrino just automatically go from interim to permanent head coach again, or do you think they'll go out and look for somebody else?
How did we get here? How are we 13 years removed from the great motorcycle escape? And now
the most famous neck brace in college football history.
The Bobby Petrino is the head coach at Arkansas.
Yeah.
Now, listen, I would be curious to know if there's any contractual or university or even league type, how should I call it, impediments on that thing becoming permanent. I don't know that. I'm just saying that's one that would be very interesting to see how that unfolds. You can't not look at Rhett Lashley as a guy because he's an Arkansas guy, born and raised, understands that. I think that would be somebody that they would obviously look to potentially target. But Sam Pittman's a good dude, but the problem is it's not a good dude profession. There's lots of guys that are great dudes. And at the end of the day, if you don't win, they're going to get rid of your butt.
I remember reading earlier in this week, the Arkansas AD, Hunter Yurachek, to a group of boosters, appeared to say that financially we can't compete in the SEC. He later clarified. How good of a job is it?
I don't think it's a very good job. I think if you looked at it from facilities, stadium, attendance, alumni, fan base, those things are all positive and competitive. The problem is in recruiting, they have no in-state base for high school recruiting. They have to go into everybody else's backyard to get players, which is very, very difficult to do. Then on top of it, because you don't have much of an in-state base, you don't have that luxury in the transfer portal of having a guy that was a great player in your state that went somewhere else and then decides he's going to go into the transfer portal. Well, guess what he does? He goes back home. Well, they don't have that luxury either. And what Hunter Yurachek's talking about is he's talking pure dollars and cents when it comes to going out on the open market and saying, okay, you need to go get that player that wants to sign with LSU. You need to go get that player that wants to sign with Georgia. You got to go get that player that wants to sign with Texas. Well, okay, do we have the finances to do that? And the answer is no. So I don't know if it's a very good job right now. And when I say not a very good job, what are we saying the expectation level is? Are we saying that it's to go 8-4? Is it to be a contender to win the SEC? What are you saying your financial restrictions are comparative to what the expectation is to win? Because if it's 8-4, okay, that's maybe manageable. But are we all sitting here right now in today's college football climate and saying it's reasonable that Arkansas can go 10-2? I don't know.
Is Gus Malzahn too comfortable to get back into the head coaching in the SEC? Could he be a candidate?
I think. I mean, obviously stranger things have happened. Certainly. I think at his age, the enjoyment of just coaching ball right now and not having to run the whole entire thing, particularly in today's environment. But again, stranger things have happened. But I think you guys asked the most important question. Is it a good job? That's what, you look at UCLA and you look at Virginia Tech and you say, okay, well, we got to go get a bona fide proven head coach that can come in here and, okay, well, of the people that are out there, are any of those jobs better than the job that they're currently at? So what would be their motivation to leave outside of money, unless you were to double the money? Now you're talking about generational wealth, and the coach has to consider that, right? But right now, that's a fair question to ask.
Well, last week you were at what I consider the hidden gems of college football, Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. Yeah. ECU looked good. Where are you going to be this week?
We're off because of the Major League Baseball playoffs. So we don't have a game on Thursday, but what we're doing is we're taking our ACC huddle show that I would go to Bristol for on Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays, and we're actually going to go on site at Florida State, Miami.
Oh, wow.
So I fly to Tallahassee on Thursday afternoon, and we'll do our Friday evening shows from there, and then all day Saturday, and finish up the end of the night on Saturday night from Tallahassee.
Man, looking forward to checking that out, Lugs, as always. Hey, rest that voice. You had a big week. Yeah, man, it's awesome. And good times down in Tallahassee. As always, thank you so much. Look forward to checking back in with you next Monday.
Appreciate you guys. Have a good one.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Tom Luganville, college football analyst for ESPN. Man, he is all over the place. Really appreciate his thoughts and input as always here on a Monday. And it's brought to you by our friends at Riverbank and Trust. Local banking expertise, the newest innovations and technology, personal attention, genuine hospitality. It's all just part of the Riverbank and Trust difference. And they invite you to experience it for yourself. Riverbank and Trust.
Coming up a little bit later on, about 25 minutes or so, another Phantom Daily Dog. But in about 5 or 6 minutes, don't we traditionally, we may wait a little while. for the recap of the Phantom 4. It'll be in the next hour live.
Sure.
We can tell you that.
We can do it now if you want to.
No, hang on. Hang on. Don't go anywhere. He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Hey, folks, how often do you think about your roof? Probably not often at all. I know I didn't until I needed a roof replacement. And I call my friends at Roof Life. Whether it's roof inspections, roof repair, or insurance roof replacement, Roof Life is there for you. They use the highest quality products, top quality craftsmanship, and if you're like me, your roof can be replaced in one day. So if you're in need of a roof inspection, roof repair, or insurance roof replacement, get in touch with my friends at Roof Life today. You can go to roofyourlife.com. That's roofyourlife.com, or dial them up locally at 334-306-6712. That's 334-306-6712.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Bush. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Stivers Ford of Montgomery has F-150s over 16 grand off plus 2.9%. And your last chance for a tax credit on Lightnings. 17 grand in savings or 0% or $349 a month with zero down.
Stivers Ford, where price sells Fords.
Stivers Ford of Montgomery has Broncos under 35 grand. Bronco Sports under 24 grand. Rockies under 29 grand or $299 a month with zero down. And new Explorers 10 grand off or 2.9%.
Stivers Ford, where price sells Ford.
All righty, welcome back in. A couple of minutes to the top of the hour here. A good first hour on the program. Really appreciate all the chats on our River Region Straw chat line. Great emails, longshoreandmcknight@gmail.com. Hey, want to let you know, you can check us out at yellowhammernews.com. Video content that's a write-up about the show each and every afternoon at yellowhammernews.com. Also on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, on Spotify, on Apple iTunes. So many ways to check us out. Video and audio content on your time. We're live 7 to 9 Monday through Friday, but you can check us out whenever you like by going to any of those social media platforms and listening or watching the show, and we greatly appreciate that. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we really appreciate you spreading the word for us. So, Barry, what do you make about everybody's big win, beat Georgia, got Georgia's number, the whole deal, but you got Vanderbilt coming up. College game day is going to be there. I mean, for Vanderbilt, really? Did see somewhere this is the first time these two teams will meet ranked opponents. Both of them ranked. I think it was back in the 40s the last time this happened. Hard to believe. Vanderbilt, Alabama opened up as a 13.5-point favorite. They're just a 10-point favorite today. The money is on the Commodores.
How many times have we said that? Oh, the Crimson Tide and the Commodores have played 84 times.
Man.
Vanderbilt has won 20 of them. The last time that they won, other than last year, was in 1993. That's not true. That was Alabama actually won that game on the field, but they had to forfeit. Vanderbilt beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa in 1984.
I was at that game.
I was thinking that that it was right. I think that was the Ricky Moore game where he was the only one who did absolutely anything in that game.
That was a tough loss.
He didn't do much.
No.
But he did more than anybody else out there. I think Vanderbilt plays in a way that is likely to give Alabama problems. Their players aren't as good as Alabama's. Let's be real.
Yeah.
They're not as deep as Alabama, but man, they've got some belief.
That they do.
Really do. I love their quarterback, but I love Alabama's quarterback too. Clark Lee has done a terrific job. Well, here's what I want. I want Vanderbilt to make the college football playoff. I'll just tell you. I want them to make the playoff, and I don't ever want Clark Lee to leave.
Nah.
Everybody says, oh, he's a Vanderbilt guy. Clark Lee has got bills to pay. He's got, annuities to purchase or whatever. He would leave if the money was right, but I don't want him to. I want him to. I want Alabama to. I want Vanderbilt to be good every year.
Pay the guy.
And pay the guy and pay NIL money and all that.
Yeah. He's a Vanderbilt guy. So keep him. Come on. Keep one of your own there.
Who else?
Barry, was the Vandy quarterback in 84 Kurt Page?
I think it was. Kurt Page, who later became a high school football coaching legend in the state of Tennessee. And it's Kurt with a K.
Kurt with a K. Yes.
Not like Kurt Jarvis. This is Kurt with a K.
I remember that.
It's supposed to be.
Barry, looking back at the Alabama-Georgia game, and I'll get into more detail on this in a minute when we go through the Phantom Four. But, whether it's Nick Saban, and we've seen it even with Kalen DeBoer, shifty, athletic, dual threat quarterbacks give Alabama fits. We saw it in Tallahassee a month ago.
Saban mentioned it on the whatever show, the College Game Day show on Saturday.
What you think about them all dressed up in white? Saban looked like a mafia boss or something with that suit.
I don't know. They all look like they were in heaven or something,
Yeah. I didn't get that.
I didn't love that. I mean, unless you're the Pips or something like that, I don't, and you're dancing in rhythm behind Gladys Knight. I don't like it. No.
Woo-hoo! Midnight Train to Georgia. So that's kind of, I thought, okay, I'm liking Bama here. Keep it close to hang around because Georgia doesn't possess that dual threat, sneaky, tricky, quick quarterback that can throw and run. I call it the Nick Marshall type of quarterback who certainly gave Alabama tons of fits. We saw it in Tallahassee earlier this year. Diego Pavio, kind of that similar mode. He can do it on the ground and throw the football. And we saw that last year. Vanderbilt, Barry, I believe of all, they're 5-0. They've beaten everybody they've played by 20 points or more.
Yes.
I mean, they're not just eking out wins. They're blowing people away, and they're scoring in the 50s. Now, granted, maybe the level of competition hadn't been great. Virginia Tech and South Carolina looks good on paper, but they're better than Abilene Christian or some of these others.
Knew he'd bring that up. Top of his head, Abilene Christian. I think it's alphabetical with him. But
I mean, 50 points and winning by 20. I mean, I don't care who you're playing.
I just want to see them. They could make the playoff with one loss. They could lose this one. I just want to say because Vanderbilt, stands for all the right things and all that. Meanwhile, we get this from what Tom Luganville had to say. We always get great response about Luganville. Daniel, and he's talking about Rhett Lashley. Here's the names you're going to hear. Names I've already heard in connection, loose connection with the Arkansas job. Stay with me. John Summerall from Tulane. Somebody, I think it was yahoosports.com, said, if you're looking for the hottest group of 5 coach in the country, he's your man down at Tulane. Love Coach Summerall. He's been a guest with us. Of course, I worked with him for many years when he was an assistant at Troy and then the head coach at Troy. Love Summerall. Wish him nothing but the best. Hope he gets whatever he wants. But if he hangs out for a little while, that Kentucky job is going to be coming open, and that's the job that I think suits him. Bobby Petrino, really? It's like Tom Luganville. We got to that point. Ooh. Are you willing to forget that he had an affair with a graduate assistant or some girl.
Yeah.
And the only reason why anybody found out upon it was because he took that curve in the mountains a little bit too hard
Tough,
and
yeah.
got in a wreck with her. I mean, do we forgive all that?
Did he really hurt his neck, or was that just a prop? Because his face was all scraped up. Yeah.
It's not funny, but it is. Please don't do that.
Yeah.
Please don't hire Bobby Petrino.
Well, Bobby Petrino,
the other one,
Barry, is the interim head coach. Bobby Petrino, it's being reported, is basically just fired every coach on the defensive staff. Travis Williams, Deke Adams, and Marcus Woodson gone.
Travis Williams is going to be snapped up in a minute for sure. The other names out there, Malzahn. Somebody help me with this. John's got something on the chat line. Hang on, give him a. Anytime John gets something on the chat line, we have to stop the program so he can go ahead.
Forgive Petrino. Did they forgive Freeze? That's what's getting. They're not forgiving him if he doesn't start winning. This 5-13 against SEC schools is wearing a little thin over
That's
there.
the thing with Petrino. A lot of people up there are saying, yeah, I know he embarrassed the university. Yeah, I know he forgot about his marriage vows with a girl about 25 years younger than him, but he can win. You know, he won when he was here.
Yeah.
The other one out there is Rhett Lashley. Rhett Lashley was a quarterback at Arkansas, played high school ball just up the road at Springdale for Malzahn. He's doing really well at SMU, but as Daniel points out, Lashley may be in a better job now than at Arkansas. Yeah. Look, SMU is in a Power 5 conference. They're in the ACC. They have got more money than Carter's Little Pills, as my grandfather used to say. Mm-hmm. Rhett Lashley is in a nation of wealth at SMU. He ain't leaving SMU to go to Arkansas. Now, here's the other thing about Lashley. If, and I'm just saying if, John, if it turns out he's presented a choice between leaving SMU for Arkansas or leaving SMU for Auburn, wait a minute. I didn't even get done finishing my question yet.
Sorry.
If Rhett Lashley has opportunities presented to them at Arkansas or at Auburn, which would he be more likely to get? Auburn's a little bit further along. Like Luganville said, they've got personnel at Auburn. There's no way that they should have not scored an offensive touchdown against Texas A&M. There's no way that they should only rush their running backs 8 times in the game. So maybe Auburn's a little bit further along than Arkansas.
Yeah, and I've noticed that, however you departed a previous job, money can somehow, some way just make you forget about it. Did y'all fire me and kick me to the curb 5 years ago, but you're going to pay me this today? I'm in. Sure.
What about the coach at Indiana or one of the Arizona schools, Kenny Dillingham? Arizona State, I've always thought has been a sleeping giant.
Yeah.
Because I've broadcast on there before. That place is all that. It's an NFL town. It is the place. Phoenix, which Tempe is right there, is about 1 million people. It's beautiful country. You've got a huge school. Arizona State's really cool. If they can get somebody in there, just kind of figure things out, Arizona State could be everything that some of the Blue Bloods are.
And Arizona State's always ranked high as one of the top party schools in college. See, they got that going for them.
Should have some money involved. Should have.
Phil Mickelson played golf there. Back golf in a moment. Tobias at 7:56 and again at 8:03. Two really good chats from Tobias today.
Yeah, he says, did you guys notice DeBoer pulled Ryan Williams after blowing blocks and Zabian Brown for that defensive holding on 4th down that gave Georgia a touchdown? Yeah, he didn't pull Ryan Williams after dropping that pass when there wasn't nobody around him. that freshman kid whose name escapes me for Georgia that dropped that touchdown pass that could have made a difference.
Yep.
They pulled him. Williams did get pulled for missing a block.
Somebody years ago mentioned how important downfield blocking is.
Evidently, DeBoer believes in it too. But yeah, Tom brought this up as well. What in the world is Georgia hurrying for on that 4th and short in the red zone at the end of the game when they needed that touchdown? I thought that was a horrendous move. Take your time.
So
this
Barry,
is a big play.
Is Ryan Williams the best receiver at Alabama? I mean, Jeremy Bernard, Isaiah Horton, these guys look damn good. And I'm thinking, the guy's dropping passes. He's not blocking downfield.
They're talking about, meanwhile, they mentioned it. I think it was Holly Rose said that Ryan Williams, he's making millions. He's bought a house. His family lives with him and all that kind of stuff. And I'm thinking, in the real world, you ought to be able to catch a pass with nobody around you. And they think enough of you to give you all that money. They can give it. They can take it away. Also this, John mentioned a couple of good ones from Tobias, T. Smitty, 3000. He says, college football is becoming the NFL, which is what John's all after.
Okay. I like John, the way this is heading.
I hate it. I hate it if it became the NFL. John says, why not?
Yeah.
College football is becoming the NFL. And the fact that you have to have a dude at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, John, the playbook is wide open. Ty throws over the middle, hasn't turned the ball over. I don't know that there's a throw that he can't make. I'm not sure that there's a read he can't make. John, don't you notice it always seems to go to the right guy?
Yeah.
Every time. That kid is.
You hit a good point there, Tobias, as you always do. It's just, when I saw the passes start coming across the middle of the field, I'm thinking, wait a minute, can you do that? I haven't seen Alabama throw a pass across the middle in like 3 years.
Boy, he threw a conversion down pass to Isaiah Horton with 2 defenders converging on him. I'm sure everybody knows which one I'm talking about, maybe 15, 18 yards downfield. Not only was that an absolute dime, I mean, that had something on it.
Yeah.
But that was located perfectly. I looked at him then and I thought, they've got something with this kid.
I was even in watching the game, I thought, man, Isaiah Horton looks like Al Bell out there. Maybe it was the number, I don't know, but just the way he runs routes. Yeah. Hey, he beat Georgia on Labor Day weekend 40 years ago. You kidding me? Heck yeah. I do need to say this, though, Barry, as we move on to the next subject. I got to give my wife credit. She sat there. She bit her lip. She didn't, storm out of the room. Ooh. She didn't give me this, they're so lucky kind of stuff. She just kind of sat there and took it all in. And, at halftime, hey, can we get more food, more chips, more dips, whatever. After the game was over, it was all good. I told her yesterday, I said, I didn't really notice it during the game, but, that was pleasant.
Have you? But you checked your toothpaste and you checked and you sniffed the milk before you poured it on.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess she's over it. I guess.
Yeah, no little tricks. But I thought, I didn't think of it at the time. But when I said, you were kind of quiet last night.
Here's the truth. Speaking of stuff like that, we did this one time in college. I don't know if you guys, it's kind of like an urban legend.
Yep.
We made cookies. I lived in the dorms my freshman year at the University of Florida. And we had this one guy that kept stealing our food.
Oh.
I mean, stealing it. He would come, hey, let me, he would be a big freeloader. So it's kind of an urban legend. We fixed some chocolate chip cookies, a whole plate of them, put them up in the common room, made with chocolate X-Lax.
Yes.
Because we had heard about that. Boys, don't do that. That poor guy almost had to withdraw from school because he could not go more than 40 yards away from the dorm for like 4. He was missing classes.
That like
evidently
X-Lax is no
joke. Yeah. X-Lax is no joke. It's not like, an extra visit to the restroom.
Yeah.
That poor guy. Now, he ate about 4 of them.
Well, I bet
but
he
they
did.
weren't. Every one of the chips was an X-Lax.
Uh-huh.
Don't be doing that. Tell your kids not to do this.
Yeah. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
All right, quickly about the Ryder Cup.
Also this is from Tobias.
Yeah.
About John's compliment for his wife, and she is very great. Tobias says, John was this close to asking Barry if he could crash on his couch for the night. John, evidently John was having to mind his P's and Q's as well. Yeah. Hey, honey, what about that 4th down call? Then all of a sudden, Barry, hey, man.
Yeah, I mean,
you guys still at the lake?
Yeah.
Oh, dang it.
I'm not very emotional during games anyway. I'm kind of over that.
Yeah.
Just kind of try to take it all in. So it was a very civilized Saturday evening, I will say.
Ryder
Cup. Didn't get off to a good start at all.
They were terrible.
I mean, I'm thinking you got the president and his granddaughter showing up to watch a tee off. The crowd's going crazy. And just kind of
was that the same granddaughter who spoke at the Republican National Convention?
Yes.
That girl's all right.
And I think she plays golf for the University of Miami. I think she's a really good golfer. They were there. But, you get into the team competition, and, man, they're just getting smoked. It's just kind of getting embarrassing. Sunday was exciting. Yesterday, the individual matches, really good, had a good rally going. But you kind of knew it was going to be a tall order to come back from that much of a deficit to win it. What I really liked about it, though, Barry, I wish, and I get the uniqueness of it not being an annual event. Maybe it would take away from the magnitude of it if it was an annual event. But the fans, the crowds, the production, the way it was laid out, and I've always liked team competition because the fans are a little bit more boisterous. Golf has this, golf clap and you got to be quiet, which you do. But I mean, after the shot has been hit, the fans are going crazy and the players are kind of, pumping them up and raising the roof and all that. I just think that's a really neat, refreshing way to watch golf. Not every year, but when it happens, you can tell these players there's a little more juice in it. It's not about the money. It's about representing your country and wanting to beat somebody from across the pond. So I really liked it. It's enjoyable. I watched it all weekend. I'm on the Quad Box, had 3 college football games and the Ryder Cup going on, which was, I don't think I've ever done that before in my life. But it was good. I enjoyed it. And there again, if it was every year, it might not be as exciting, but just got to play better. I mean, come on. Over here,
I
heard, you get beat at home.
I heard one of the lasting impressions was that the fans were terrible. Rory didn't like them. They were trash talking. They were trying to break his concentration.
Cry me a river. I don't think you don't hear that. I did not hear any. There again, once they get over the ball, it's quiet. But like when they walk up to take a practice swing, they go 1, 2. I mean, the fans are kind of getting in their head about doing the practice swings and whatnot. But once they get over the ball and address it, everybody's quiet. Now, I did hear maybe it was Shane Lowry or maybe Rory, I don't know, hits a shot out of the rough, and you hear this fan go, "Get in the bunker."
Boys will be boys. Come on.
That maybe will be a little uncalled for, but you just got to play better. Gee whiz, you don't want to rally on Sunday and have to kick and scrape and grind to try to get back in it, which they did. They just fell a little short, but man, you got to play. And the captain having to get the matches set together and then having to get the teams together.
Yeah.
Could be a little pressure there. I don't know if I'd want that job.
I think it could probably help by what they do in other rivalries. Like Keegan Bradley needs to go over to London and sing "God Save the Queen" or something in front of the House of Commons or something like that. And if the U.S. would ever win, have Rory or somebody come over and sing, the Star Spangled Banner at the House of Representatives or something like that. So I think that would add something to it. Well, when we come back.
Oh, well, what are we doing?
It's time. We'll recap the Phantom 4.
Yep.
And give you a daily dog from the Phantom. That is coming up. Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Known by avid golfers as one of the most beautiful and challenging stops on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, Cambrian Ridge in Greenville lies just 40 miles from Montgomery. It is well worth the ride for any golfer looking for 27 holes of jaw-dropping golf. The greens have been redesigned to accommodate the higher green speeds associated with their installation of the latest generation of ultra dwarf Bermuda grass. Cambrian Ridge offers a fully stocked pro shop with all the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Cambrian Ridge for tee times and more information.
This isn't going to work. No matter what we say, some people still drive drunk. But we're Budweiser. Giving a damn is what we do. So, if you think it's okay to drive drunk, if you think it's something that's debatable, or you just simply don't care, this Bud is not for you. Give a damn. Don't drive drunk. Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Prattville Carpet is the most trusted name in flooring in the River region. Ray Bowles and his staff have an extensive line of Mohawk, stain-resistant carpeting in all the latest styles and colors. Prattville Carpet also has hardwood, vinyl, and ceramic tile for all of your flooring needs. Professionally installed at the absolute lowest prices. Take advantage of cash and carry vinyl plank at just $239 a foot. Call them today to set up your free measurement for your home, office, lake house, hunting camp, or wherever you need flooring. 285-8117. That's 285-8117, or drop by 2201 Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville for Prattville Carpet. All righty, welcome back in, everybody. About 21 minutes past the hour here with Longshore and McKnight in association with our good friends at Yellowhammer News and yellowhammernews.com. Now, Barry, I got to admit, I don't believe I know Ronald Burnett Jr., but I really do like his contribution on the chat line this morning.
Yeah, just top of his head, just felt it from his heart and soul. Yep. This is one of those people who watches us on Facebook, and we have a lot. We got so many different ways that you can watch us. However you do it, perfectly fine with that. But that's Ronald right. Burnett Jr. Is watching us on Facebook, and he posts, Longshore and McKnight isn't just a football show. It's a daily dose of grit, insight, and Southern pride. From SEC battles to NFL drama, they break it down like nobody else with sharp analysis. How about that? Yeah. And real deal energy. I'm proud to support a show that speaks to the heart of Alabama football fans and keeps us all plugged in, fired up, and ready for game day.
Thank you, Ronald. We appreciate that.
I wish I could think of something to add to that, John, but I think that pretty much says it all. Really.
I'd like to meet you one day, Ronald. Yeah. Man, we appreciate that. Yeah. That is awesome.
We try. We definitely try.
Really appreciate that. Barry, I was actually but somebody else likes us too. I think I sent you a picture over the weekend. I was at one of my favorite establishments before I got into the football watching on Saturday. A little place on the water called Pirates Cove down in Lillian, Josephine, Alabama, actually is where it's located.
What is it with all those towns down there named after women? I mean, what is that?
No kidding.
Yeah, okay.
And it's a great place on the water that a lot of people are familiar with, and went in there and got one of their famous cheeseburgers and an ice cold Bud Light, and then got ready for game day. And I'm walking out, and boom, there's a Longshore and McKnight sticker on like one of the walls there inside this establishment. I went, man, look at that. Love that. Yeah. Representing down here on the Gulf Coast, somebody had picked up one of our stickers and placed it on like it was a pole.
One of those hardwood rough sawn pole things over there.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
We get around a little bit. Hey, if you ever want one of our bumper stickers, come on out to one of our live remote shows.
Sure.
Like this week, I believe we're due to be at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
That's true.
And over in Prattville, come on by. We'll set you up there. But hey, we're getting around a little bit. And we certainly do appreciate it.
Yeah, there it is. See? On my phone,
yeah, there it is, right up top. Yeah.
See the bumper sticker right there. I saw that. I went, whoa, wait a minute. Love it. Okay.
All right, here we go. The Phantom.
So the Daily Dog, Barry, we'll go with the Daily Dog first.
Sure.
Before we get into the Phantom 4. The Daily Dog and I don't know if you heard this or not. I know you were kind of off the grid. Maybe you did. Who knows?
I did not. No.
So our Friday Daily Dog, Barry, TCU was at Arizona State.
Yeah.
Arizona State wins the game.
They do. I watched a good bit of that game.
27-24.
That checks out. Yeah.
Let's see. Daily Dog. So obviously you took the dog in this game. Who was TCU?
Yeah.
They were the dog. Catching 3.5 points. So the Daily Dog cashes in for us on Friday.
Oh, but only by, what was it, a half point?
We'll take it.
A half point?
Half point.
It either is or it isn't. It either does or it does not. We learned that from Yoda.
That's exactly right. If someone commented 40-odd years ago about, well, you barely covered, it's kind of like being barely pregnant. Yes. You either are or you aren't.
Yes.
You know? All right. So today, I don't understand this one. I would think there'd been a little bit more movement in this game. I do understand the New York Jets quarterback, Justin Fields,
is a little bit of a fluid situation.
He has been cleared to play.
Oh, late info. Yeah, okay. All right.
They're at Miami tonight, taking on the Fins down at Hard Rock. Probably
first of a doubleheader.
Love it. Why don't we do this every Monday night?
Except, it's not, didn't we have one a couple of weeks ago where you had like an ESPN doubleheader?
Yeah.
One right after the other. These are going to be two games basically going on at the same time.
True. That's why you got dual box. Go both games.
Jets Dolphins is at 6:15 tonight from Miami, ESPN.
And I like the early kicks too. I like the 6:15 kick. Jets catching 2.5 on the road against a I don't know why you describe this Dolphin team.
Well, neither of them are. Well, both of them are winless so far. Neither one of them have won a game.
Good point. Barry, we're going with the Jets. Off concussion protocol, taking the Jets. I just feel like they all in all got a better team and maybe can eke in there and maybe kick a field goal late to win it or just to keep it within the number.
And the Phantom knows that at least the Jets coach doesn't wear capri pants.
Well, that's a good point.
That's
a good thing to bring out. So there you have the Daily Dog, the Jets tonight. I believe it's the first of the two Monday night games. The other game kicks off a little later, I believe.
The second one at 7:15, which is the Bengals and the Broncos. ABC, Bo Nix.
Yep.
And the Broncos, they have started at 1-2. They're at home. They play the Bengals, who are playing without Joe Burrow. Once again, it's Jake Browning, who was the quarterback at Washington when Bo Nix threw the fabled touchdown pass at the very end.
Oh.
That was Oregon. Never mind.
Oregon, over in Atlanta, I believe.
Yeah.
It's that one. Yeah. Okay, so anybody curious? Just want to know what the Phantom did in the Phantom 4? Oh, okay, all right. Well, Barry, the Phantom 4 limping in to week 5. Last week 4 was a tough week for the Phantom. But we march on, we press on, and we started the day kind of like we ended week 4. We had LSU plus the 1.5 at Ole Miss. And I got to give Ole Miss credit. Like Lane Kiffin's got a good football team. That quarterback is amazing. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's the backup guy, but I don't think he's the backup guy for much longer.
I don't either. That starter better be looking for the transfer.
Trinidad, don't call me Chris Chambliss, has been terrific. He's thrown for 300 yards in 3 straight games, and he's rushed for at least 50 in 3 straight games. Get this. It's in Oxford.
Yep.
Ole Miss leading it 24-19, 5 minutes to go. Phantom a little nervous.
Yeah.
And Ole Miss never gives the ball up again.
No, they don't.
Run the final 5 minutes off, get a big 4th down conversion. Lane Kiffin gets the victory. Somebody asked Lane, I love Lane post-game. Somebody asked Lane after the game and said, hey, man, how much money did Ole Miss save by nobody rushing the field? And he said enough to buy maybe half of one of the LSU defensive backs.
Ooh.
Good. That's good.
It's a good one. Yep. Lane's got some good zingers there. But looking at the Ole Miss, they're off this week. For some reason, they have an off week before they host Washington State. Then they're at Georgia, at Oklahoma. That's going to be the 2 big ones there for you for Ole Miss. South Carolina at home, Citadel at home, Florida at home, off, and then Mississippi State. Barry, this Ole Miss team could be a playoff team.
I think so. They've got the look. They've got, again, really good quarterback play.
And that quarterback, like we talked about earlier, dual threat. I mean, guy can kill you. Got to be tough. Got to watch out for that QB.
Experienced, athletic. I like him.
So we took him one on the chin there, and I'm sure there were people out there going, oh, boy, this Phantom, he is on a skid.
Yep, and the LSU mark, and some of the LSU fans are saying, all right, Brian Kelly.
Yep.
I'm off. Right. I'm done. Forget you.
All right. So then things turned around for us. You mentioned something about a half a point. What was the final score in the Texas A&M Auburn game?
Texas A&M 16, Auburn 10.
10. That's
Do
6
the math.
points.
6 points.
Well, Barry, we were catching 6.5 and taking Auburn at Texas A&M on Saturday. We released it Friday morning. Thought Auburn could hang around. Certainly, we thought the offense would be better, but it was good enough to get us cash in our ticket. Auburn plus 6.5 was a winner. Then we go into the night action. And we go Big Ten in the whiteout at Happy Valley, where Oregon jumps out to a big lead. Penn State kind of comes, scratches and claws back, go to overtime. No big deal. So what? We're catching 3.5, win the game outright. Oregon, another winner for us.
I feel bad for C.J. Duncan, his college coach, James Franklin at Penn State.
Guy's catching a lot of heat.
Ooh, yeah, he's a very good coach.
Yep.
But, man, he can't win a big game. He is against top 10 teams under James Franklin, 4-21.
That ain't good.
4-21, double overtime. Oregon, we didn't need them to win by a field goal. We didn't need them to kick a late one in OT and go running off the field at Beaver Stadium. We needed a touchdown there.
Yeah, we did. But all we needed was to cover, and we did, and we won the game outright. We're happy. Yep. Everybody's happy.
There we go.
So then, Barry, we go to the last one of the Phantom Four, and it's between the hedges. Alabama catching 3.5 at Georgia.
Yeah.
Gave the breakdown. Kirby, Barry, we all know 1-7 against Bama right now. But going into this game, Kirby was 3-13 against the spread since the opening game of 2024 against Clemson. 3-13.
Ooh, that's not 5-19, but that's still not good.
Now he's 3-14 because the Tide not only covered the 3.5, they won the game outright. So the Phantom hits 3 out of the 4, moving the overall yearly total to 1 game under 500. So we still got some work to go, but a nice weekend to kind of get things headed back in the right direction.
After an early disappointment, some real momentum heading down the track, getting into what should be, I would have to guess the Phantom is looking at a target-rich environment on the card next week. Kind of like when John was in college walking into the big frat party. It was a target-rich environment.
Yeah, or if it was a swap night, going over to the sorority's house and having a swap. Very, very
okay.
A lot of fun. All right, so even though it's kind of a slim weekend in the SEC, Barry, a lot of teams are off this week.
It really is, yes.
2, 4, 6 of the 16 teams are having an off week. Maybe that's why Alabama Vanderbilt is the 2:30 game on ABC. Does that mean Joe Tess is doing that? No, is that McElroy and
Sean McDonough?
Sean McDonough. They do the 2:30 game?
They may shift that around. Normally they do.
Yeah.
But obviously, since McElroy played at Alabama, they should do the right thing and take him off of that one. Maybe it's Taylor Zarzour and Matt Stinchcomb or somebody.
Yeah,
like
now
that.
Zarzour was doing the Ryder Cup radio over the weekend.
Yeah, he is big into golf. He was doing Ryder Cup radio, and he also called that Titans game. Woof.
Whoa, man.
He does radio for the Titans now that Mike Keith is. Yeah. Arkansas's off, LSU's off, Missouri's off, Ole Miss is off, South Carolina's off, Tennessee.
Is it interesting that
hang on, that's not true. Alabama is not off. Auburn is off.
Is it interesting that Sam Pittman got relieved of his duties heading into an off week?
No.
How many times have we seen that before?
Yeah, that is not.
All right, when we come back, Barry, some more information about Bama's game in Athens, Auburn during the off week. What's going to happen? Will there be any changes? I'm not saying staff changes, but maybe some player changes that Tom Luganville mentioned, that maybe some guys might be challenged for their starting positions.
I've got some thoughts on that as well. Don't think I have forgotten about Auburn. We'll get to those when we come back. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Why Hands? At Hands Heating and Air, you get this area's highest ranked service provider with 24-hour repair service, no overtime charges, and their same-day service guarantee. Plus, instead of other companies' 30-day repair warranty, Hands gives you a 3-year repair warranty. Hands Heating and Air is here for you 24/7, 365. And service is not just something they do, it's their way of operating, for you in mind. All of Hands employees are trained to adhere to this standard. They work hard to ensure that this standard is maintained, and they are constantly looking for new ways to better serve you. Call Hands Heating and Air today at 508-5382. That's 508-5382, or find them on the web at 834hands.com.
On the basketball court, the soccer pitch, or even the golf course, your crew brings their best not just for the win, but for that post-game celebration. When victory tastes like Michelob Ultra, it's worth every drop of sweat. And if you don't win, you'll still get the beer. It's just on you. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's here. Victoryland Casino's Corvette 25K giveaway. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Drive away in a Corvette or win your share of $25,000 in free play and cash. Visit our Players Club and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino off I-85 exit 22 in Shorter, Alabama. Drawings October 3rd and 4th. Must be 21 or older. Must be present to win.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Glad you are with us. Chris, the Bama, are going to go ahead and just let you down easy.
Yeah.
I don't believe there's going to be a will today because Gurn Jr. is out west. He is taking the day off, as a matter of fact. He's in Vegas. He and his dad went out there for a little father-son trip.
So he may be coming back with a barrel around him or something like that. But Gurn Jr., of course, not only the producer of this show, but he is also the curator of the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777
That's true.
topic wheel, of which we do not have one today.
Yeah. So
I mean,
that's okay.
I got some colored markers. John always borrows my colored markers.
Uh-huh.
I could make one real quick and get one of the little spinner or something like that from my wife's twister.
So we'll have that back for you tomorrow, unless Gurn's just killing them at the tables and says, I'm staying another day, which I understand that. I've been there before. Hey, man, I can't come home today.
Yeah.
I'm home tomorrow.
Or also, man, you're home early. Yeah, well.
Or, hey, man, can you wire me some money? I can't get home.
That's right. I'm at the Greyhound station. What
do you think the Greyhound bus station looks like in Vegas? I'm just, now that you bring that up.
I don't know, but you probably got, you probably have slot machines in there.
Yeah. Oh, they've got those at the airport. You kidding me? How about this, Barry? I didn't realize this, and I have no reason to question this, this gentleman. I mean, because he's on the VIP text chat line, so he's got to know what he's doing.
Some of those guys are suspect.
He says Horton and Bernard played about 70 snaps in the game Saturday night. Ryan Williams played 41. That's interesting. Were there 70 offensive plays in that game? Geez.
Confirming. Alabama ended up with 77. How about this? Man. This is an interesting point. I'm glad they were. Alabama ended up with 77 offensive plays.
Man, that's a lot.
Georgia, 53.
Well, you know that
I had no idea.
You know, Barry, with the first couple of series, they brought that out. Fowler mentioned that Alabama had run like 17 plays. Georgia had run 5 in the first couple of series of the game. I do remember that. All right, how about this? Everybody's giving DeBoer a bunch of crud. Yeah, it is true. He's been on the road and lost as a double-digit favorite. But DeBoer is 7-1 against top 10 teams.
Yeah, they put that on in the postgame deal. I liked this from Ty Simpson. I loved his postgame, not just because, you know, he again proved his witness to his Lord and Savior and all of that, took that opportunity, but also he just seems like a squeaky clean kid, you know? I mean, everything was golly gee and yes ma'am and all this kind of stuff and everything. You can kind of get behind a guy like that. Now, on the other side of things, post game, and I had a couple of my Auburn beat writer friends. Well, one of them on Twitter, one of them told me this. He said, I'm getting a little bit tired of Hugh saying, well, Hugh actually said in the post game, he said, look, I know I sound like a broken record, but we've got to get better. And everybody who's covering is like, Coach, we just saw the game. Of course you've got to get better. You know, everybody's kind of tired or getting kind of tired of Hugh saying, man, I believe in this team. We just got to play better. We just got to play cleaner. Yes, we know. That's obvious. So Hugh is probably kind of running out of stuff. You know, post game, well, Coach, why did you only give the ball to your running backs 8 times in the game?
Well, yeah, I asked that question myself.
Well, we're going to review some things. I don't know that they're going to fire anybody or all that, although it wouldn't be the most shocking thing in the world. But I didn't think about it in the context of Tom Luganville. Man, there's going to be some guys, particularly, and yeah, I'll go ahead and name some names, particularly Xavier Chaplin, Mason Murphy, your 2 tackles.
Yep.
They got beat a pretty good bit, which is not any good.
One of those tackles is having a hard time with illegal procedure.
Right, and you know, false starts and stuff. That's why, hey, how about just, I know it's loud there. I know they got a bunch of male students who dress up like they're in the military and they're not. How about just looking at the football if you can't hear the snap count? or the clap. Look at the football, and when the football is snapped, then you go, okay? Whew. I don't know.
Yeah, that was tough. Now, I'm seeing what I expected to see, Barry. Hey, with Auburn having an off week, Hugh can get in plenty of rounds of golf. Come on. He ain't got time to play golf. Did I snicker at that a little bit? Yeah, a little bit.
Of course he did. John snickers at a lot of stuff, and I'm thinking, like, what? I know that gig's Auburn, but that is not the only sole source of humor in the world, is Aub gigging. You know, something's got to be funny in and of its own right.
Yep.
Hugh every year, or every coach, Bama fans fixate on a couple of things. Yes, Gus liked Waffle House. I like Waffle House. John's admitted.
Yeah, I met Bert.
He's not against a little visit now and again.
I love it. Sure.
Tuberville's ears are larger than average. Terry Bowden is short. I get it. Pat Dye liked a little toddy once in a while. That's not the sole source of every bit of your humor. Now, Hugh plays golf, burner phone through his visor at practice, and has somebody dedicated to third down tendencies.
Yep.
Enough. That's enough. Goodness. Something else.
Well, that's just things that just, it's
easy. It's low hanging.
It's easy. Fruit. It never gets old.
Yes,
you still get a little chuckle out of it. Yeah. It's just, it's your go-to stack of responses
that are always there. Even if the audience is still the same, it's still your same old buddies over there at the whatever. Tobias says Hugh Freeze is an offensive coach who can't get the quarterback right. This guy gave millions to a bum in Jackson Arnold.
He's playing like one. Barry, who was that quarterback he had at Liberty that had moved around? I think it was at Auburn at one time.
Oh, yeah, Malik Willis.
I did pretty well with him.
Malik Willis, he's also done well with some guys who weren't, household names. I want to say, I know Chad Kelly at Ole Miss, who could fire. I mean, he had a good arm. I want to say Stuart Patridge at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Bo Wallace at Ole Miss. He took some guys who weren't very physically talented, and he got the most out of them. Now you got Jackson Arnold, who's extremely physically talented, and he can't get him to cut it loose. Cut it loose. Just throw it. You heard one time. I listened to the entire Auburn radio broadcast.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, you could hear Jason Campbell in the background as Andy's calling the play. Jason's in the background going, throw it. And he didn't, I could hear him.
Or maybe he's got that, a sigh. Or, what they really need, Barry, is a lip flutter. Kind of a throat clear.
No.
A sniffle.
Now, Robbie is back in.
Yeah,
Robbie's
Robbie?
in. Robbie
You've been
says,
on the air for an hour and 45 minutes.
And all he gets is, I get tired of Auburn discussion. Robbie,
get up earlier.
You will talk Alabama until the cows come home, including some rather obvious stuff.
Yeah.
Great win for Alabama. I thought it played complimentary football. You spelled complimentary wrong.
Yeah,
offense dominated the first half. Defense played well in the second half. Now it's on to Vanderbilt. So we're done? We're done talking about it, Robbie? And he says, I get tired of the Auburn discussion. You know why, Robbie? Because you're not an Auburn fan.
Robbie,
believe it or not, Robbie,
earlier.
we get people who like Auburn discussion. We get Alabama fans who love Auburn discussion. I feel like we need to give Auburn its fair share. Robbie, some people get tired of Greenville discussion.
Oh, yeah. Truth hurts.
Just some people get tired of Steelers discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Different strokes for different folks. Like John is fond of saying, we're like Baskin Robbins.
Sure.
33 flavors here and there. And, of course, Chris says, hey, the show starts at 7, Robbie. Yeah.
And Dennis, you are smart. I don't think I've ever eaten at a Huddle House, though.
Oh, yes. Me and Coach Blakeney used to eat. Larry Blakeney and I used to eat at the Huddle House. Huddle House is, you know what the difference is? Nothing.
Is there a Huddle House in Troy?
Yeah, there used to be. But now it's like a Juicy Crab or something like that.
Yeah.
Over there near the Japanese.
Oh,
restaurant.
Barry, speaking of that, as you well know, went by Destin Connection on Friday before I headed out of town. People go, why don't you just buy your seafood when you get there? You're like, you can see the Gulf.
Because it's fresher at the Destin Connection.
Yes, it is. And love the staff over there. Great folks. They love the show. We really appreciate that, guy. Go by and see them. Open Tuesday through Saturday. Destin Connection Seafood Market. So I picked up some seafood, got some snapper.
Oh.
Range Pro threw in a couple of snapper throats with it. Oh, battered those up, stuck them in the fryer for about 4 minutes.
Fried,
lightly. They were phenomenal. Took a picture of it. And you
never had one in my life.
How good they were. Unbelievable. Really enjoyed it. Go by. Do like I do. Pick it up here. Take it with you. Or bring it back home if you're in the River Region area. But they were outstanding.
Yep,
Didn't want
it's
to
fresher.
Out.
Plus the fish, enjoy a little outing. Hey, let's go to Montgomery and back.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So, Barry, we got a doubleheader of Monday Night Football tonight, but I think we would be remiss if we didn't talk about a little Major League Baseball postseason.
Which does not include, as I told you, the Atlanta Braves. Regular season ended yesterday. No, John, it really did. That's probably, there are 2 dates that John pays attention to in baseball. One of them he doesn't want to, but John from Wetumpka keeps bringing it up. That's pitchers and catchers report. And the second date is, when is this all over with? Well, the regular season is done. The Braves end on a winning note.
Yeah.
They beat the Pittsburgh Pirates in a battle between 2 teams who weren't going anywhere. Braves win 4-1, just in case you're wondering. Late hot streak for the Braves. Didn't matter. They end up 7 games out of wild card competition.
Yeesh. Oh.
I mean, they weren't even, they ended up 10 games under 500, had a losing record at home, had a losing record on the road. They were just bad. So now it's over. No more Braves. They're done. Postseason.
Check this out, Barry. I mean, Tuesday and Wednesday got a game at noon, 2, 5, and 8.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
These are the wild card games. The Cleveland Guardians ended up doing something nobody had ever done. They were 15.5 games back at the beginning of September. They ended up winning the division. They continue. They take on Cleveland. This is what I'm not going to go over all of it, but 4 games tomorrow.
Yep.
Beginning at noon. Last game, Cincinnati and the Dodgers, begins at 8. It's glorious. 4 games on Wednesday. 4 games on Thursday. 4 games.
How about that?
No games on Friday. 4 games on Saturday. The times will be determined, but it doesn't matter because college football's on Saturday. John ain't even thinking.
Yeah, you think I'm going quad box with a baseball game in one of them?
I think
way.
Probably not. In case you're wondering, one final thought before we go to our final break.
Yep.
In case you're wondering, if the World Series goes to a Game 7, which you got the wild card, you got the league, you got the division series, you got the league championship series, and you got the World Series.
Yep.
If it goes to Game 7, Game 7 would be played on Saturday, November the 1st. So we've still got a month.
Does this sport ever end?
Baseball.
I will say this, Barry. Is this good or bad? I guess the division winners, Toronto, Seattle, Milwaukee, and Philadelphia, they're sitting around for a week. Yeah, they don't start till Saturday. Is that good? Do you want some momentum or you want the week-long rest?
It's got a half and half. I mean, the numbers tell you it really doesn't matter. But I'd like it just to hang out, drink a little sponsor product, watch the world go by, a few extra nachos, something like that. But, yeah, it's getting ready. we feel kind of obligated because we got that very nice post a little while ago from Ronald Burdett Jr.
Yeah, very nice.
Well, we cover a lot, and we'll wrap up this show in just a moment. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with our clinic and take advantage of our physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solutions service. Experience elevated physical therapy today. Call Phoenix Physical Therapy at 239-9316. That's 239-9316.
Summer's here, and so too are its many challenges. Heat that won't quit, beers that won't fit, hammocks that won't hammock, screen doors that appear out of nowhere, flips that flop a little too much. That's why it's important to keep it simple. Keep it cool, keep them coming, and keep it easy. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light.
Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry is an Alabama-based, family-owned and operated business that specializes in dry cleaning and laundry, serving the river region since 1941. There are 12 convenient locations across the river region. Find one close to you or call 481-1911 for free pickup and delivery. For 83 years, Central Alabama has trusted Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry. You should too.
Okay, about 4 minutes to the top of the hour. Barry, I had to double check. Troy and South Alabama normally have not played on a Saturday. That's not the case this week.
Saturday night, 6 o'clock, Battle for the Belt at the Vet on ESPN+. You're right. Normally it's been on a Thursday. South Alabama won it last year down in Mobile. Trojans have them back at home after a week off. South Alabama lost last week to North Texas. So, yeah, huge. Tickets available at TroyTrojans.com/tickets. What we saw this past weekend, what does it all mean? Well, the latest college football playoff projections, the top four seeds who would get quarterfinal buys. The top four seeds projected right now. Number 1, Ohio State.
Okay.
Number 2, Miami.
Yeah.
Number 3, the University of Mississippi. Number 4, the Oregon Ducks.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Alabama would be projected as a 6 seed, which means if that's the case, they would play at home in the first round at Bryant-Denny Stadium either December 19th or December 20th against the number 11 seed, Notre Dame Fighting
Ice. It ain't so. See, Barry, they teased us last year with that. I don't even want to hear that.
John's been hurt before.
Yeah,
well,
don't even want to hear that.
Now, Notre Dame as an 11 seed, they're projected in the playoffs. They already have 2 losses.
Yeah.
All right. So Alabama, number 6 seed Alabama, number 11 seed Notre Dame in the first round. The winner would take on Ole Miss.
Yeah.
The other first round games, there are 3 others projected. Texas Tech versus South Florida.
Yes.
With the winner taking on Oregon. Texas A&M, the number 8 seed, against number 9 Indiana at College Station. The winner would face Ohio State. And then number 7 Georgia in Athens against number 10 Penn State. The winner would face Miami. So what does that tell me? That tells me that what you saw this past weekend doesn't mean diddly poo. Georgia loses at home. Doesn't matter. That game, a pleasant diversion for a Saturday night. It's just charming.
It's
to think
playoff
of those
positioning is what I like to call it.
Georgia's in.
Yeah, but where are you in? Where are you positioned? Do you have the
at
best
home?
Do you have the best matchup? Do you have to play?
Yeah.
Do you get a week off? Now, you mentioned Notre Dame with 2 losses, getting into the
Already
playoff.
2 losses.
This struck me yesterday as I was musing yesterday morning.
Yeah.
In his Sunday musings, he talked about Auburn and tried to explain that away as best he could, and he's good at it. But then he got into some other games, and I noticed this because as a longtime reader, I knew what he was doing here. He talked about Alabama and Georgia for a minute, and he says it was clearly a huge win for Alabama. Beating the number 5 team in the nation on the road is a big deal, no matter how it happens. Georgia had won 33 straight at Sanford Stadium. Now, this is where it gets good. Alabama, of course, leaps in the polls as if that loss to Florida State never happened. It's almost like it just kind of stung him a little bit that Alabama won the game Saturday night, all knowing that the national media and the pollsters and the playoff predictors are going to be talking about Alabama.
I think that there are the vast majority of Alabama fans who were acting as though the Florida State lost it. Hated DeBoer, couldn't stand him, not the guy and everything. Now all of a sudden, that
was so a month ago. Yeah. Hey, 7-1 against top 10 opponents.
They can't beat that. Of course, they all weren't at Alabama. Now if he can just win on the road against a team he's favored by double figures by, that's the next step.
Can he win at home against? I mean, he got there again. He's a double-digit favorite against a team that beat him last year.
Well, many, many thanks to Tom Luganville for joining us from ESPN. Tomorrow, we look to have the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel back.
Yeah.
We also look to have back Brian Matthews, AuburnSports.com. Travis Ryer on YouTube, and hopefully we'll have you as well. He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.